Hey, how's it going, everyone? It's Cody again. Today is the day. V3 is finally launched. We're actually getting a look at all of the things that are going to be in the application, some new things that we had no idea about, and just how big this actually is. Um, Again, when anyone in the world can have access to this without having to have a bank account or having to rely on any financial system or a centralized point of failure, um, that's huge, man. We don't have to rely on that anymore. Um, and from looking at the writing and seeing that obviously we're paying ourselves, I know this may not be news to everyone that's out there, but that's huge, man. That literally blows Western Union out of the water, saying we don't need your fees. That's fine. MoneyGram, we'll see. It'd be cool to see them offer the service, and be able to. They could be a liquidity provider themselves, obviously. Um, but the value is in that. Whenever you have a billion users, through the GSMA, through all these partners, um, just 1% of those fees, you know, let's be real with that, man. That's huge. This turns the global remittance market on its head and saying that it's not only remittance anymore. This is a new financial, I guess you could say paradigm or shift in the whole world, in the whole world. Uh, when you start offering this, or when people actually start catching on to this, I want you to just forget, the 3 cents or the 2 cents. What value is that worth? And in my opinion, something like this that's built is worth well over $1. you know However, I want you to take the monetary value and just throw it away, because obviously this system itself is valuable, and the people that are choosing to operate on it know that, and we will see that in the coming days. We will see that in the coming weeks, the months, the years. It'll happen. um, but I do want to say congratulations to the team. You guys have worked your asses off for the past 3.5 years. And honestly, I'm really thrilled to be a part of it. Just to watch you guys do this, and be able to say that the silence was not because you guys weren't building. So anyone who's watching this video, that never believed in them or never thought that they could put forth something that is life changing to billions of people, I told you so. Telcoin told you so. You chose not to listen, and that's okay, you know. But I highly recommend looking at it and saying, wow, this really is something out there that provides benefit to the entire world and not just myself. So keep that in your mind, and I really do hope you enjoy the rest of the video. But again, congratulations to the Telcoin team. I know the Tel fam are very excited about this, and I am just thrilled to be able to see this actually come out and emerge. So let's watch the video first and kind of get a look of Telcoin introducing the world's first user-owned decentralized financial platform. And again, this is pretty awesome to witness. So yeah, let's go ahead and actually just jump into it. I want to obviously highlight a couple things that are in here. I have still yet to look at everything, so I don't have all the answers. I hope you guys know that. I'm just as shocked as you are, and it's just great to see. Obviously, I'm at a loss for words, So let's go ahead and let's actually start off with the Rivendell network. I know it's one of the things that I wanted to check out, but I do want this to be known as well. So there are 3 different layers to the Telcoin, or the Telcoin platform. Essentially, it is the application layer, which would be telcoin.in. You have the protocol layer, which will be the telx.network. And then you also have the settlement layer, which is the Rivendell network, which is powered by, obviously it says down here at the bottom, Rivendell is an open Ethereum sidechain run, validated and secured by MNOs, so mobile network operators. So essentially, Verizon, T-Mobile, MTN, Airtel, Vodafone, Vodacom, Safaricom, whoever it is, those are the nodes of the system, right? Anyone that comes in obviously gets a portion of that, and they're able to operate as a liquidity provider to gain a portion of those fees. So again, you are a liquidity provider whenever you choose to offer your liquidity to one of these services that's going to be provided within the application. I'm hoping that there's more to it. I maybe haven't got to it in the new product stuff that they're showing on here, but I guarantee you there's going to be some actual tangible products that are in there that you guys could probably purchase. Again, Jumia isn't a partner for no reason. They've been literally one of the first partners that came out with them. Why would a multi-billion-dollar e-commerce company partner with something that didn't have a solution at the time? Obviously they did, and they saw that. So you'll see it come into play more, obviously, as time goes on. But I want you guys to know this is just the beginning of something much bigger than what we had thought. So Rivendell. The Rivendell network is a scalable blockchain financial services for mobile networks. It's huge. We can see it's an ecosystem, the power of the telecom mobile financial services 2.0. It enables mobile network operators to provide blockchain-based non-custodial financial services, meaning that they don't actually hold the asset itself. You hold the asset, and they can provide those services, again, in a non-custodial way. Excuse me. Domestic payments, international remittances, asset exchange, lending, and money markets, regulated securities, full stack financial applications. And without needing to be a bank or custody funds, that's insane. It's a game changer in my opinion. An open platform for compliant decentralized financial applications. So it says here, due to the permissionless and interoperable nature, I like that, nature of Rivendell, meaning that there are going to be more chains in my opinion. So obviously they partnered with that one, not Polygon, but Polkadot exchange, I think PokeSwap. So we can obviously see more chains as they come down. Obviously we can probably look at a couple other ones, Elron, Algorand, all the other ones. I don't know. Obviously they're out there. Let's see. MNOs can launch both standalone and full stack automated financial applications that can be customized to meet the demands of your local market. I do want to say this too. Telcoin isn't for just smartphones. I hope you know that. That's been one of their pitches since day one, is it's for everyone, providing financial inclusion for the world and the underbanked. So there is a product that just got completed a little while ago that is an open source like money transfer service, and most of the people that have been around the space for a while know exactly what I'm talking about. I will shed more light on this, within the coming, weeks to month. However, if it is who I think it is, and they are using who I think it is, there's a reason why they will be leading the charge in these financial services. So just keep that in mind. We'll talk more on it soon, but the system that came out that's open source is meant for the feature phones, the old brick phones. So obviously you could use that in any market, in any world, at any time, and you would still be able to transact on the Telcoin network and be able to acquire a portion of those fees. So if MasterCard really is, again, speculation until confirmation, is part of it, and they're allowing merchants to be able to be these liquidity providers too, or accept these payments, you're going to see, let's just say that, it's not going to be sitting here very long. So let's see down more. Let's go more into it. Again, I'm going to try to give it a little bit. I'm trying to go fast paced with it because obviously I have not yet to jump fully into it, but I'm really excited about the product, really excited to see exactly what's going on with it. So I will give a more in-depth video shortly, probably within the next week. And it'll be tailored specifically to a certain part of it. So I will do kind of like a little series on onesies and twosies. And also you can expect the Polygon video as well, because I think that's the most important and critical thing, is for you to obviously have the information to be able to operate on, whatever network you're choosing, because again, it's your money. You can do whatever you want with it, and I will try to give you the best information possible to, help you have access to that. But obviously just be, safe and secure when you do it. And again, just keep an eye on it. Let's jump in it because I'm kind of jumping around. So let me get back to it. Rivendell validator incentives. Telcoin issuance is provided to Rivendell node operators to incentivize the growth of a secure, compliant, efficient financial system or platform. So obviously, we don't really see much of this one. Oof, DFX. Hate to say I told you so. The Send Money Smarter Network is a user-owned, decentralized global remittance network powered by active Telcoin users on an automated market-making decentralized exchanges. So obviously, Telcoin is going to be a decentralized exchange. QuickSwap is a decentralized exchange. DFX is a decentralized exchange to a certain point. I do see that they do offer, swaps within there. So yeah, it is a decentralized exchange. And obviously, there are more to come. Obviously, Balancer, Aave, whatever the other ones are as well. So PokeSwap again. Liquidity mining begins July 7th. So obviously, you can go ahead and provide. Right here is one on QuickSwap. You'll be able to provide your liquidity on QuickSwap, and with an equal, we'd obviously have to see the amount or what the portion is to it. So if I do, $100, yeah, it would be 3,000. So yeah, is that a 50-50 maybe? I'm not too sure. Let's see how much if we go ahead and, holy, 63% of the pool. Count me in. No, I'm just kidding. So anyway, there's the other ones as well, followed by 3 markets on the DFX Polygon. Again, I've used this. I've actually operated on it. It is very cool. Again, right here, it does say warning. This is a new highly experimental protocol. I've only put in a little under $10,000 for it, just in case. Obviously, again, that is a lot of money, but just be careful. Again, I think I pulled somewhere around maybe 7,000 on here, and then obviously naturally it went up in value, but I can tell you just from pooling, I think $7,000 within the past 4 days, I changed the rate 3 times because I added more to it. That gave me about, I think, like $200 or something like that, just in the naturally just gaining interest basically. So very much look forward to that, and I will teach you guys that one as well. Let's go back to, let's pull this one up because I wanted you guys to see this. Oh man, there's so much stuff. So we can see here it says telx, a decentralized liquidity network powered by active Telcoin users on decentralized financial DeFi protocols. It functions as a self-custodial liquidity engine of the Telcoin platform's user-owned products, meaning it's going to self-sustain itself based off of all the Telcoin. It's going to keep trying to fund itself in its own little ecosystem of Telcoin. Again, what I was saying about mobile money, Telcoin effectively is it's a form of mobile money. Like, you can send it to these telecoms or to these mobile money wallets, and it acts just as mobile money. That's how it is. So even with, I know we had talked about some of these partners right here in general. I know I had talked a little bit about it with Crypto Plato, and he was telling me, and sorry if the mic is a little low, I'll try to talk a little bit closer to it. And let me turn that a little bit. There we go. So all these ones right here, MTN, Airtel, Tigo, Digicel, Bcash, these are the 4 biggest in Indonesia as well. Gcash, all these right here. These total over 200 million users. So just these ones, 200 million. I had seen a message that someone sent out to me today saying about Bitcoin and how these, I can't remember the company or whatever it was. It started with an R, but saying that, oh my God, 24 million users. If people really stopped and like literally looked at other coins outside of Ethereum and Bitcoin, they would realize that there are other potential players that are in the space that are massively undervalued. And it's only your fault if you're not paying attention. That's all I can say about that. Going back to the, telx, how does telx work? So it says phase 1, you have the product design, market selection, incentives, launch. Phase 2, I'll include all this stuff down below so you guys can actually take a look at it. I will do another video. I just wanted to kind of highlight some of these things in here. But phase 3 is very important to me. When a market goes live in a Telcoin application, end users benefit from an additional product offering where they can participate as telx miners and capture trading fees from transaction volume tied to user demand of a tangible product. So there's the value right there based off of an actual product that you can use Tel for. When end users participate as miners on the decentralized products they use in their daily lives, they effectively pay themselves instead of an institution. So let's say, for example, Vodafone says, hey, you can top up your phone and we're doing a 10% rebate or whatever it is. You're effectively paying yourself if it's offered through the Telcoin application. It's really wild, that obviously they were able to do this. And I think that it falls in order with maybe some of the sustainable goals that the UN has been talking about, or even just the GSMA that's pushing a lot of these things, because obviously they want to have the maximum amount of participation within the mobile money ecosystem, because there was a big fall off when COVID hit initially. But now that they're projecting that it's going to shoot up like astronomically. So again, that's another reason why Telcoin is valuable, is because it's going to be part of that system that's going to be pushed or propelled forward by these telecoms. And if these telecoms can act as the bank and cut out the bank and take those portions, but it's a complementary service, they're going to do so. That's the reason why it's a win-win in my book. If someone came up to you and said, hey man, I want to offer this, I'll give it to you if you partner with me. Just, you offer it, we're compliant, we're regulated in global use, and we'll give you a portion of the fees just for you holding it. That is a no-brainer. I would do it all day of the week, because you would be I think you would just be very uneducated to do so, to not do so. So some of the products that they're talking about here for the Send Money, here's the initial products that they'll be offering. So 2 of them, Send Money Smarter Network, obviously. So it is that the remittance part of it. So sending money just based off of a phone number. How it works: miners deposit self-custodial liquidity reserves composed of TEL and a global basket of asset-backed stablecoins in automated market maker liquidity pools, and end users transfer through those markets as swaps and send transaction to the recipient, paying a swap fee to liquidity providers, you, on every transaction. Upon reaching product viability, each individual SMS market is integrated into the Telcoin application, powering a new user-owned remittance corridor. It just blows my mind, because literally all this work is being done for us, and it's what we did was just have faith that they really would build something later on in our lives that would actually benefit us and not take away from us. So what Telcoin is doing is literally saying, we care about you, and we want you to make the money, not the banks, not the remittance companies. Western Union, MoneyGram, if you are watching this, I hope you strongly change your your business plan, because you will be you're going to be hurting if you don't come up with something that can kind of represent the people. I'm just going to say that. This right here represents everyone. It doesn't matter who you are. You can still contribute to this ecosystem and still benefit from it and have an equal share in it. That's the greatest part of it. We can see here, the second one would be the Tel exchange. Again, this is the Tel exchange is a user-owned decentralized utility token exchange network that uses Tel as a reserve asset and medium of exchange. So Telcoin right there will be the medium of exchange between every one of those assets. So Tel USD, Tel USDC, Tel Wrap Bitcoin, Tel Ethereum, whatever it is. That's the pairing. So again, you get a portion of those fees. Miners deposit self-custodial liquidity reserves composed of Tel and another telx crypto assets and automated market maker liquidity pools, which are then integrated into the application upon reaching viability and exclusivity or exclusively power token exchange for end users. The default requirement for any Tel exchange liquidity pools is that Tel must be a reserve asset, quantifiably driving its utility as a medium of exchange as the product succeeds. More value. So naturally, anyone that is saying that, yeah, we're going back down or whatever the case is, we'll never see $1, tell me, never mind. Just tell me why all the top tokens are literally copies of each other. Tell me why Cardano's doing what it's doing. Tell me why, Polkadot's doing what it's doing. I get it. They're great. They're cool. I'm not saying that. I'm saying show me something that blockchain needs or can really solve. And when you do that, you have value. I don't care to see another chain. I don't. That's great. What's going to end up happening is there's going to be multiple blockchains and there's someone that's going to come around and he's going to go, or he or she's going to come around and go, well, let's just connect all of them together. And that's just going to be the end of it. And that's the reason why they're going, that's literally what Telcoin's doing. So they're the ones coming forth and saying, let's just pull them all together. It doesn't matter where you want to operate. That's irrelevant. Where's your solution? That's the key, is where's your solution? So again, we'll go through a couple more things before I got to go. But you can see here that here are some of the the network overviews of just how it operates. We can actually probably pull one of these. Well, I'm not going to actually pull it out because there's just a little bit to it. You can see USA customer sends CAD to recipient with bank balance. So you can actually go through and look at just exactly how this works. Again, the whole telx liquidity mining or liquidity provider is a form of artificial mining, essentially. They're saying, hey, we'll offer you this since you're doing that. So it's not actively like you going out there and running your computer to solve this algorithm. You're not doing that. You're essentially just letting your liquidity, your assets sit there and say, okay, hey, they're here, you can use them, but in return, you're obviously getting back. So as long as there's no impertinent loss or anything along those lines, I don't see a reason for this not to just be insanely high or take off. Again, I may have a bias on that, but again, I'm not really worried about the price. I've been here since the beginning. I'll be here till the end. When the end is, I don't even know, but years to come, I can say that. We can see some other ones here. USA customer sends Tel to recipient from bank balance, and you can see the transactional flows. USA customer sends rep BTC to recipient from bank balance. So that's pretty interesting. How does Tel exchange work? Obviously, we can see a couple diagrams on that as well. That's a big one. Whoa, Canadian customer buys well. There's so much stuff to go through, guys. I didn't even read the entire Medium page yet. I just kind of been drooling all over this stuff. But let's read this one real quick. Users and traders pay swap fees to telx native automated market maker liquidity pools on every transaction. Fees typically range from 0.04 to 0.30% depending on the DeFi protocol. Again, 0.04 to 0.30. That is under 0.5%. That's crazy, man. It's just wild. I mean, RIP for Western Union. Jesus. Increased usage, increased trading fees, increased pool profitability attracts liquidity providers, more liquidity providers, increased liquidity reserves, lower trading costs and larger volume attracts traders. Look at that nice cycle. We can see here the telx issuance in V1. Telx miners provision self-custodial liquidity or exchange liquidity to automated market makers' liquidity pools in order to power two user-owned decentralized exchange products for users of the Telcoin application. Earning issuance incentivizes when they stake their LPs. So it's pretty much the same stuff. Sorry if I'm repeating it. But you can see here, Bootstrap, a diverse network of liquid self-custodial decentralized exchange markets for end users of the Telcoin application. Decentralized, self-sustain. Let's go through a couple more here. Let's actually get some of this terminology because I think that's actually very important. Without understanding that, I don't think you understand exactly what's going on. So what is the utility of Tel on Telx? Tel is the underlying asset of the Telcoin platform. That's about it. That one's pretty simple. I don't think you need to know any more of that. Reserve asset. In the first phase of Telx, users provide self-custodial liquidity reserves to automated market makers, earning fees from swaps, and then stake their liquidity pool token to earn issuance over time. In the future, Telcoin will introduce additional reserve asset functions, such as a form of collateral to decentralized debt markets, insurance markets, and more. Did I not say keep an eye out for insurance? Again, this is bigger than what we had anticipated. And I'm not trying to be funny. I am, but I'm not. Again, this is a big deal. It's going to be amazing to see exactly whenever all these products start coming out and all these, telecoms just start using it and the users that come in, hundreds of millions. It seriously is a long time coming. I've said, a lot of things. And I try to, tell you when it's speculative, when it is and when it's not. However, a lot of it is starting to show that it is not speculative. And it's starting to be factual proof. It's there. We can see, again, I'll try to do these last ones before I go. I know I'm already into 27 minutes. So I apologize if I'm not giving you, the information you wanted 100%. Again, I will try to, divvy it out and do smaller segments so we can actually understand. But again, this is for the V3 launch. I really wanted to try to talk a little bit about it. The asset selection. The assets must satisfy one of the following requirements to be considered for addition to the Telx ecosystem. The native token of any protocol that supplements the Telcoin platform, asset-backed stablecoins with reserves in local bank accounts and domestic payment rails, compliant digital assets with strong customer demand and institutional acceptance. So to me, I can automatically assume that we will see probably later on, depending, some maybe not competitors, but I would say we could probably see, possibly, maybe XRP. You could, realistically, which would be honestly pretty cool. Again, I have nothing against XRP. I just don't like that they have really no utility outside of their on-demand liquidity, and it's only usable in 2 countries right now. So, Telx launch assets. And someone can double check that as well. That was the last that I seen on it, and it was a couple months ago. So I can't say for sure. Tel is Tel is launching V3. Yes. Wrap Bitcoin. There you go. If no one knew what that was, that is pretty much a tokenized version, kind of to offset the whole security talk. Quick swap, DFX. Again, I hope you guys got that. Balancer, very cool. And that's what I love too, is I've already seen it, that Balancer and I know I haven't noticed Uniswap, so I don't know if, maybe they didn't come to an agreement with Uniswap or, whatever the case was. But I'm glad that they didn't cave to that, because you know what? If anyone's trying to restrict users from that, it tells you where their mind's at. It tells you exactly what they're thinking. And I'm actually very glad that if the reason why they're not listed on Coinbase and Binance is because Binance and them want them to pay, good on Telcoin for not paying it. Because if those institutions are really restricting people, then it shows you exactly where they're thinking. They're not thinking about you. They're not. So again, my hat's off to Telcoin. They're doing it for you. And that's, again, I can't even, everyone needs to realize that. That's what's crazy. They had no obligation to. That's the great thing. They had no obligation to do it. They did it because that's what they felt was best for the world. And it's wild, man. Let's go with the protocol selection. Telx protocols are selected based on their ability to enable new products for end users of the Telcoin application. In order to be considered, the protocol must be sufficiently decentralized with no backdoors. Their code must be battle tested and open source, and evidence of smart contract audits of or by reputable firms. And the system must be self-custodial, where users custody their assets at all times. That's the key right there. That's the reason why the Nebraska bill passed, was because of non-custodial or self-custodial, because it takes the liability away from Telcoin. Essentially, they give you enough rope long enough to hang yourself. Essentially, that's what that means. Telx launch protocols, the Genesis Telx products, SMS network. Again, I'm repeating myself. I apologize. What is the Telcoin platform? Here we go. This actually looks very good. You have the interface layer, the marketplace layer, and the settlement layer. That's a pretty cool design. Josh, was that you putting that out there, dude? Was that you? I see you. I'm just kidding. Glad you're back though, man. Seriously. Little description. Literally, it's the same stuff. So I'd kind of be just repeating myself again if I did that. I don't really want to do that anymore. Let's go to the TEL issuance. TEL is a decentralized utility token with no shareholding rights, meaning that the Telcoin PT Ltd. It's not like you own percentages of the company. You own literally the utility token. That's what it is. That's the reason why it's not a security, is because it actually has a utility. The TEL issuance is used to incentivize market participants. That's the reason why you have all these big name partners coming in. They're running the nodes on the Rivendell network. Let's see, the purpose of the reserve distribute incentives based on rules-based framework or protocol. Self-sustained, those are the design objectives. Here you go. Here is the issuance types. Here's where some of the people have not been able to see it because again, I think this kind of takes place over the white paper, so this kind of gets rid of all that. There is no white paper anymore. This is essentially the white paper, in my opinion. And yeah, this is actually pretty wild. But again, this is just a brief overview, guys. I do just want to, scroll through a little bit of it. What does that say? In the same way, users of the SMS network conduct, send, and swap transactions through protocol swap coins. SMS transactions using TEL that settle in the local stablecoin of the recipient or any other asset on the platform. That's what's so great, man. Any asset of your choosing. It's your money and you want it now. I'm not plugging JG Wentworth. TEL on Rivendell. Description: Rivendell validators secure the network and market participants use TEL to pay the cost of consumed computational resources for using the system. Again, so if you've noticed, if you used the application before, you use Telcoin for your transactions. You don't use Ethereum. You only use Telcoin. So again, you have that actual value because you need Telcoin to transact on the Telcoin network. Let's see. MNOs agree to perform honest computation and maintain 100% network uptime in exchange for TEL issuance and transaction fees. So again, let's say, for example, Airtel goes down. Well, if that is a node, I don't know if it is, but I know they're a partner, so I would assume that they are a node. And if that's the case, meaning that if one went down, those people would still be able to have access to that Rivendell, that actual settlement layer, and never lose, that uptime. So that's what's pretty cool. Medium of exchange, the TEL token, again, will be based or used as the unit of exchange to quantify and pay the cost of the consume. That's just great, man. It really is. look at this. The taxonomy, yeah. Medium exchange, a reserve asset, a protocol token, a work token, and an access token. There's your value. All right there. So for anyone who says, oh, what does it do? Or like, how's that even valuable? Show them this page. Show them this. This is all that every mobile phone user will have access to. And this is where sorry, I'm changing up my accent and stuff. This is where the value will be driven outside of the users using it. Who is Telcoin? Telcoin is the core developer of the Telcoin platform. I like that. And then obviously it goes down here. They've actually done a very good job. And honestly, I probably wouldn't even listen to me. I would just go and look at this data because it kind of like shows it pretty well here. Wow. Yeah, they pretty much lay out everything. Man, I should have got to this shit earlier. Well, sorry I wasted your time, guys. You can go ahead and just look at these. That'll kind of tell you everything you need to know about it. But again, I will actually do a smaller sub-series of it. Again, this video is like 36 minutes long. I'm going to have to cut it here. I do want to say, though, again, thank you guys for all the interest that's out there within Telcoin. Again, just watching them grow over these last couple years, and even having a low, I have to admit I had a low at one point, and I was, I think a lot of 2019 I kind of just went away. I didn't talk. I didn't do anything about Telcoin. I kind of just let it go. And I think the best thing to do is whenever you take the monetary value and you throw it to the wayside, whenever you kind of realize like that doesn't matter. Again, it depends on your situation. And I could tell you at that time, my situation wasn't that crazy great. It wasn't. I, obviously, debated on if I should even have it or if I should hold it anymore. And what I did was I continued to see what they were putting forth. I continued to look at the viability of it. I continued to look at the usability of it and say, this is something that really can change the world. Whether I see it now, I will eventually see it. And again, it wasn't in vain. And they actually are putting out something that is they're giving back to you whenever they didn't need to. So again, show me a solution that blockchain can, or show me a problem that blockchain can actually, solve. And that problem is financial services. And the solution is Telcoin and the Rivendell network. So thank you guys very much for checking out the video. Again, I apologize for it being so long. Hopefully I can condense it down into smaller subsegments. And thank you guys so much for all the support. Actually, before I go, I do want to show you guys. This will be I had promised. Here is one of the giveaways. So here is my Telcoin coffee cup that I was given by the Telcoin team back whenever I was an ambassador in early 2018. Shout out again to the team for even picking me to be part of it. I really do appreciate that. But I'll go ahead and I'll give this out in one of the after this video. If you like, subscribe. I'll go ahead and pick a random winner. But most importantly, I would definitely check out Telcoin, and just what they're doing is something meaningful. Whether you agree with it, you don't agree with it, it has value, and the value is for the people, and it really puts their own money to use, and it kind of takes the power away from those financial institutions and remittance companies that are robbing you of your hard money that you're sending to your friends and family. So again, I really appreciate your time. I hope you guys have a great day, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Thanks.